friends, and welcome back to my channel. I have a little special guest with me here today. This is Remy. Remy doesn't want to be here. I thought it might be fun to let you see him, because he's just been through a big molt and he doesn't look like a sock anymore that's been through the wash one too many times. However, he obviously has different ideas. I might try and see if Pebbles is more cooperative. Okay, we'll try again with Pebbles. Pebbles recently turned 1. And she's a bit quieter and more sedate than Remy. Remy tends to get a bit overexcited and he loves to fly and show off. Whereas Pebbles, she's a bit more happy just to sit contentedly with you. Remy will sit with me in the evenings, but during the day he's very busy. But yeah, so this is Pebbles. And so you can hear Remy's calling out, saying, Pebbles, where are you? Why aren't you here with me? But you're here with me, aren't you? Hey? Yeah, you're a beautiful girl. Even though I call Remy he and Pebbles she, they're actually both girl birds. So believe it or not, they're quieter than the male cockatiels. But we will soon be having Penny, who is a boy cockatiel. I know, it's very confusing. Penny is going to be coming to stay with us for a while, and Penny is very noisy, so it's going to be interesting to see just how noisy he is in the videos, or she is. We're very gender fluid with our cockatiels. Okay, Pebbles, you say bye-bye to the people. You say bye-bye. Are you looking up at the camera? Oh, you're a good girl. You're a good girl. Okay, let's take you back. Hey? You said bye-bye. Oh, there's a little huff there. Okay, so today's video is just going to be rather, I was going to say haphazard, but we might call it eclectic instead, because that sounds more fancy. I've just got a bunch of things I want to share with you, and I thought rather than trying to make a whole bunch of different videos, let's just pop it all in together. Feel free to zip through the timeline with the stuff that doesn't interest you to find stuff that does interest you. I don't mind. Now, a quick little update on my journal tote, which I took to the South East Queensland Journal Keepers meetup, which I talk about in my previous video. I have been making, to quote Tilly from Night at the Museum, some minor repairs and beautifications to said tote. The first modification I did was to remove the zip that was here. I've unpicked it so that I can repurpose the zip in another project, or if I want to actually reinstate it into this tote, that I can. I am also, because this has left that unfinished here, I am also doing some decorative stitching just to sew up these two flaps that held the zip in place. And I thought I would use some contrasting thread that matches the patches that I sewed. Oh, I didn't sew them, I ironed them on the sides. Not for any particular reason. I had a thread that would go. I just thought it might be fun and add a little bit of interest and make it look more intentional. But I think this will make the tote a lot bigger, because having the zip in it was kind of cramping up one end and I was having to work around that. I believe Ali's daughter Ria, over from Dabbling in Journals, she has also decided to remove the zip. So look, we might be starting a trend there. Who knows? The other thing I'm going to do is I've got one in a shopping cart on Temu, of course, where else? My current obsession is a thick woven shoulder strap that I'm going to connect on these D-rings, because once I loaded up all my journals and things, without the zip there, you can actually get more in if you put things vertically, but then that also does mean you're restricting your place that you can put your hand, and I thought with a shoulder strap, that will get around that issue. Now, because this bag was so affordable, I don't have any problems really just modifying it, sticking things on it, adding to it, taking things away. Yeah. I'm also thinking about doing some stamping on this side to personalize it further. I just can't make up my mind as to which stamp. So I will continue with my sewing later. I have sustained a few injuries in the meantime, as I always seem to do. So wish me luck with that. Okay, next, before I go to that, I wanted to show you, I swatched, so Ali sent me some watercolor paint samples to try, and they are super granulating and granulating paints. And this one is, the ones with SH are Schminke Horadam paints, and the one with DS is a Daniel Smith. And I just swatched them out, and they're really interesting. So I've used proper watercolor paper here. I'm particularly just fascinated by this green one. These are quite pale. These are a lot paler than I expected, but just the way that the pigment pulls, and yeah, it's really interesting effect. And I think this one, this Cobalt Azure, I would never be game to really try and paint skies with clouds or anything, but this paint with its super granulation kind of does it for you. You can see I've just swatched it out, and it's just naturally created a sort of a cloudy blue sky effect, almost like cheating, but I'm willing to adopt that. And this mahogany brown, I really like that too, and you can see this interesting kind of orange effect around the outside. So thank you so much to Ali for sending me those. I very much enjoyed swatching them out and seeing the effects that came out, and I'm really looking forward to experimenting with them a bit further as well. Now, I don't know, it always sounds a bit trite to sort of say, oh, I've been so busy. But I really have, and I've just had so many things. The last month has just been manic, and I can see it continuing on like that for a bit time further. So when we're feeling a bit manic and disorganized and time pressured, you just kind of have to take what you can when you can. And unfortunately, my journals have suffered a bit. My tea journal, my poor old tea journal, I have a pile of delicious looking and sounding teas that I am desperate to try, but I don't want to rush it. I want to sit down and enjoy it and enjoy the process. And I just haven't had the time to do that. So my poor tea journal is very sadly neglected at the moment. This is my little decoration for the month of July. I've not done much. I've just put in some of the Lynchianing month stamps, some Note and Wish washi tape, some Louise design flower botanicals there, which these are some of my favorite ones. I don't know what I'm going to do when I finish that roll. Probably cry in a corner. These stickers were from the loop that I got from Joanne at Kawara Tea Care, that I bought a sample loop from. Just some dot stickers and another little sort of bow bun sticker there as well, for no apparent reason except I enjoyed the colour scheme. Now you will be able to hear some big sing-song in the background. We're currently bird sitting, so not only do we have our own 2 cockatiels, Remy and Pebbles, who I showed you earlier, but now we have Penny as well, and Penny is 24 years old. And as you can hear, is still going very strong. Okay, so let's continue. I have also been working on my weekly spreads in my journal as well. And because I've just been having to do it sort of piecemeal, when I can get the time, a bit here, a bit there, a bit everywhere, I'm just sharing them this way. I don't have the process videos for them to share with you. This week was a special week. It was my daughter's birthday, and I wanted to just make something very pretty. I also had this stamp that my pen pal Helen from Keep Your Chin Up, who's one of the people behind Cheery Letters on Etsy. She sent me this beautiful stamped image from Black Milk Project, and I think it's their like faith range or something like that. And yeah, it's just such a beautiful stamp, and her daughter and my daughter share their first name, which I think is just lovely. So I wanted to use that in this one, in this spread, and just put in a few more floral elements and some of these Loy design geometry type elements as well, and another Black Milk Project stamp, and that one's mine. That one's called Soulmate, which is a girl on a bird, and as we've established, we like birds here. Following week, this one was really another hectic week, and I have just put in a whole bunch of stuff that I just liked. So it doesn't really have much rhyme nor reason, but I started with this beautiful paper with the white printing on it. I had these samples. I think Helen also sent me these. I just wanted to put in some bird stamps. I carved a new stamp of my own that I was just experimenting. I just wanted to sit down and do something with my hands one afternoon. Popped in some of my favorite washi tape. So there's really no rhyme nor reason to this one. It was just this one was more about the process, just sitting down, doing some cutting, some fussy cutting, some sticking, some stamping, and that's pretty much it. Is last week's, and this one was all inspired by our Southeast Queensland Journal Keepers meetup, which we enjoyed just spending time with like-minded people, having some coffee and some interesting other drinks as well, which is quite fun to see the different things that people chose. And I've got some different journal stickers and coffee stickers and stamps, coffee cup stamps, and I used some MU Lifestyle rub-ons as well, and another one of those classic-y washi tapes that I love so much as well. And this spread just makes me so happy. I love brown and blue together. Orange and blue is another favorite, green and brown, and yeah, this just makes me feel very happy to look at that. And it was such a busy week, and another busy week to follow, but that's all right. We'll see if we can get time to do some journaling together for our weeklies next time. Okay, moving on again. This is my monthly memory keeping journal, which I keep in my Superior Labour Traveller's Notebook collaboration cover, which is just, I just can't help but stroke it and pat it like it's some sort of pet, because it just has such a beautiful suede-y soft feel. That was the cover I decorated, which we've seen. Now this we had 4 hours at our meetup, 4 hours to chat and journal and do some show and tell and compare things and just all of that. I really tried to do some journaling. I managed to do, on this page, I stuck down this brown piece of paper, this piece of music paper, this scrap here, this here. This, I was sharing my origami rubbish bin around because people had lots of little paper scraps who are more productive than me. I actually fished out somebody else's paper scrap from the bin and used it here because I just loved that corrugated texture. And I put these 2 bits of washi tape on, and that was it. That was all I managed in 4 hours. I loved talking to the people who I got to talk to. There were still people I didn't quite get round to, which I'm really sad about. Yeah, that was all I managed to do. So when I got home, I don't even think it was the same day. I think it was a couple of days later. I just put in a couple of these. I think this is Freckles Tea, pet tape, and I did my stamp for July, and I added in this type written words prompt that I did on my typewriter, which I've got a collection of, and I put that in. And yeah, so that's my title page for July. This is my memory keeping for July. So we went and saw the new Indiana Jones movie. This is all on the school holidays. We went and afterwards we had a late lunch, sort of dinner kind of scenario at El Camino Cantina, which is a Mexican restaurant, which we hadn't tried before, but we wanted to. Yeah, it was really fun. I am an absolute Indiana Jones tragic. In fact, you could say Indiana Jones is one of the reasons I got into journaling. I was completely obsessed by Dr. Henry Jones's, Indiana Jones's father's Grail diary. Completely obsessed, and wanted all of my diaries and journals to look as good as that one. And I think that's why I love these leather covers so much. So yeah, there's a little secret for you. When childhood obsessions bleed into adulthood and the places they can take you. We've been meaning to go and do some putt-putt for my son's birthday, which was back in March, and being the not very good parents that we are, we managed to do it in the June-July holidays, but that's okay. In the interim, Holy Moly, which is an indoor mini golf, had opened up at the shopping centre near us. So we had lots of fun going around there, and I was actually quite chuffed with myself because I have a history of coming last in these family competitions, and I actually came second. So, and I didn't even bring my own putter, though I was sorely tempted. I thought it might look a bit, serious. So they had lots of fun postcards and ephemera and stuff that I was able to pick up and use. Oh yeah, and they have this thing on the wall with these neon wings, and so you can actually stand in front of it and get a nice photo for the gram. And yeah, so I wanted to put that in my journal. And at our journal meetup, Nicole was kind enough to give me these beautiful silver wings, which she had fussy cut from some wrapping paper. And yeah, so I just popped them in behind the winner's photo, which was my husband. Still the holidays, and after Holy Moly went and had lunch at I want to say Mutu. Maybe it's Moto, I don't know, but that was super delicious and just so yummy. I had, I want to say teriyaki chicken, or maybe it was beef yakiniku. I should have written it down. I forgot, and then too much time passed. And afterwards, because all our thongs were in a really bad state of repair, and some of them had like busted, and so everyone needed some new thongs in the family, which, is very Australian. Thongs, flip-flops, jandals, pluggers, whatever you call them. We call them thongs. I'm sure some of you are giggling away frantically at this point because you probably have a different take on the word thong, and that's okay. We own it. I thought I might come back and do a bit of watercolor painting in of my doodles with you in this video as well. We'll see how much time we have. We also like having themed nights for dinners sometimes, and one night during the school holidays we had a German night where we made some bratwurst with sauerkraut, and we've got some German mustard and German beer and had fun with that. And the bottle was really fun because I had one of those metal opening tops, which it's always fun because there's a risk, you know, you'll lose a finger in the process. My daughter's birthday, and I've got this a little bit out of order, but we went and had dinner out at the end of the week of her birthday, and we went and had a Bastille themed dinner at our favourite restaurant here in Brisbane, and we just had a wonderful night. The menu was just superb, and it was a real treat. They made a big fuss over her for her birthday, which was just so lovely. And because it was her birthday, but they also made a fuss over my son and made him up a couple of fancy mocktails to surprise him with. And yeah, so that was such a special night. It was, and they had this lovely menu, and they let me take the menu, and so that was just a little celebration of my daughter's birthday. And she and I went and had a champagne high tea with her godmother, which was lovely. I've also been participating in a invitational collage competition being run by Bookbinders, and that's running over from July to September. So if you're interested in seeing my collage entries, I'm posting them every 2 weeks in line with the competition. And this first theme was nature. My husband bought me home some tulips when he went and did some grocery shopping on the weekend, and I love tulips. Yeah, so that was just some special memories there. Some more, I managed to have breakfast out one morning with my husband. I ran a giveaway in conjunction with Ferris Wheel Press, which was lovely. I got an order from Joanne from Kawara Tea Care. I treated myself to a sneaky lunch one day at Hanaichi. My son got some new golf clubs because he's grown again. Busy month, busy days and nights. I mean, we tend to be more inclined to get takeaway. We all love Guzman and Gomez, so this is our typical order, so I just popped that in. I got a wonderful happy mail from Ali. Normally I document that, and I will still document it in my pen pal journal, which is really chunky. She sent me so many lovely things. I just wanted to document that one in my journal in particular. And just use some of the pieces that she sent me, and I did a little sketch too of the pin that she sent me. This is my everyday, my EDC if you like. This is the one that has my monthly and weekly in it, and I've actually popped it here on my insert, my canvas insert here, that I keep sort of things like important receipts and medical scripts and replacement elastics and all kinds of things, because I want it to be safe. I don't want it to get lost because I love it so much. And yeah, so I did a little doodle of it. I've got my proportions slightly wrong, but that's okay. But yes, so it goes with me everywhere. We also went to see Mission Impossible, and we went to a theatre that had special effects in the seats. So the seats would move, like, so if you were driving along in a car, it would like drive like you were in a car. And when poor old Tom was getting a bit of biffo in the kidneys, suddenly your seat would also give you a bit of biffo in your kidneys, which was not so fun. Yeah, it was quite active. I recommend that if you go to one of these things, don't buy popcorn because the popcorn Goes everywhere. Have a drink with a secure lid. For the ladies amongst us, consider a sports bra. Just some advice there. It's quite active. And yes, so I wanted to work with you today with putting a bit of my ephemera that I collected for our journal meetup and putting that in my spread today. So I did warn you, I said it was going to be an eclectic video, and it is. We got some beautiful little, look, I just want to say there is absolutely no obligation at our meetups to bring along gifts or things to share or things to give out. It's really just a meetup of people who enjoy the same things. But the paper crafting and journaling community are a very generous lot. And yes, so there was quite a bit of gift exchanging going on, and look, and as a recipient myself, I cannot say that I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it very much. we are like paper magpies, aren't we? Beautiful postcard with a little treat from a washi gang was given out, so that was, I love this. Hello, my name is Stationery Addict. Okay. One of our new members, Nicole, she gave everyone one of these little packs with a variety of papers in it, of just really lovely papers. She is, I will reveal in a second, Nicole's party trick. Just beautiful. Oh, I love how she's given me some red and white and blue. Oh, I wish I'd known that was there. I could have used that for my Bastille Day dinner pages. Oh, well, that's frustrating, Louise. You should have opened it up earlier. Serves me right. Nicole's party trick is doing incredibly beautiful artwork with fountain pens and fountain penning. So these are 2 stickers that she herself has made using her own artwork. They are just magnificent. I did ask her if she does a pencil drawing first and then goes over it, and she said that she really just does, if she's doing something sort of geometrically complicated, like a building or an architectural type illustration, she will put in some rough pencil lines to give the proportions, but otherwise she just goes straight in with ink. I am in awe, and I just can't wait to put her beautiful art into my journals. I'm going to use this one for the journal keepers, and this one I'm going to save for something else because I don't want to use it all up in the one spread. It's too precious. Oh yeah, look at this. I am going to put that in there as well. So that was from Nicole, who is on Instagram as ink.nib. I met so many new people. I am disturbingly bad with people's names. I've already managed to hopefully not insult too much one lady by mixing her up with another lady that I met. I do insist on name tags, but I dropped the ball. One of our new members, Andrew, made these really fun miniature boarding pass things for our meetup, and all I had to do was to bring a pin so that we could pin them to ourselves. And did I remember? No. So totally my own fault, so no wonder I've managed to get mixed up. Now, this was from another one of our new members, Tony, who you might know as Mrs. Fox's Plans on Instagram and YouTube. She is in the process of setting up an online vintage ephemera store with her sister. She was very kind to give us all a little sample pack of the sorts of things that she and her sister are going to be stocking in their store, including this original pianola paper, and they're all original vintage items. They're not replicas or photocopies or anything of that nature. So that's really, really generous that she shared these with us. Some dictionary pages here, then some decorative papers. Oh, some beautiful textured paper, some music sheet paper, which I do love using that in my journals. I think this might be from a Refidex or like a map index, I think. I don't know. That's interesting. I'll have to ask her about that one. And some, oh, these looks like stickers. Oh, some like, oh, just, yeah, really nice mix. Some, but first coffee. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, I want to put that here for our journal meetup. Never forget how wildly capable you are. Oh, I don't feel very wildly capable. I'm feeling barely in control of anything right now, but that's okay. So that's a lovely selection of all stickers and different sort of papery bits there from Tony, or Mrs. Fox. This is from Jane, who has recently become a pen pal of mine, as well as being a member of the Southeast Queensland Journal Keepers group, even though she is from across the border. Gasp. However, she doesn't mind hanging out with us, which is very kind of her. Now, she makes this paper herself. She scans in these images and creates some digital papers, and so she's made this envelope using some of those, and she has also popped in some beautiful goodies here. Jane also has a YouTube channel. You can find her on JP Pen and Ink, and she has the most, oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Is that a William Morris? Yeah, William Morris finishing fabric. Lovely. JP Pen and Ink, and she does a lot of ink swatching, and it is like having your own personal reference library of fountain pen inks and fountain pens. And yeah, it's really interesting. If you are into pens and inks, I thoroughly recommend you go and check out her channel. Ooh. She's also been using a lot of these bird ephemera. That's a golden pheasant. We used to have a golden pheasant in her journal pages recently. And these are all things that she has made herself using those same scanning techniques. And yeah, it's just lovely. You get some beautiful original stickers and papers. And I think she's done that with maybe buttered popcorn ink from Ferris Wheel Press. Gorgeous. Ooh, that's so cute. That's so cute. Makes me feel slightly guilty as well, because my poor tea journal. I almost feel like whispering, my poor tea journal. Look at that. Just, sorry, I've gone a bit quiet because I'm just having a little moment, a little moment to enjoy. I want to use, it doesn't really go, but I so want it to go. I'd like to use one of Jane's pieces in here as well. I'm going to put that in and we'll see how that goes. Finally, this was from Beck, from Beck's Vintage Post, or Beck Writes. Beck also has a YouTube channel, though she has also been having a rather busy, hectic time of things lately, but she has a really good back catalogue, if you like, particularly focusing on Hobonichi. So if you're a Hobonichi user or interested, that's definitely worth going and having a look at Beck's channel. And she has an Etsy store where she specialises in vintage stamps, a lot of them uncancelled. I don't know, is that a word? Anyway, you can still use them, is the point. So yeah, so there's her contact details there. I shall put them there, so pause now if you want to take note of those. Got a lot of vintage things in her store as well. Oh, that's cute. I think she might have made that herself as well. That's so nice. Look at that, Princess of Spring. It's like an original photo. And some stamps. Oh, I want to use this one. Some beautiful cutouts. And this is actually a postcard that she has collaged and had made up into postcards herself. And you can buy these. Well, you used to be able to buy these in her store, so hopefully she might still have some in stock, but she may also restock them as well. The deep blue. And see, look, she's used a dictionary page in the background with whale. Yeah, very nice. I've yet to receive any mail that has the new monarch's head on it. Sounds a bit grim, doesn't it? Yeah, so I'm interested to see if and when I get some mail with King Charles's top bit on it. That doesn't sound very good. I also went to, after our meetup, we'd had a little field trip with some of our group to the pen shop in the Brisbane arcade, and I ended up buying a new nib, which is this one, which is an offset nib. I haven't prepped it yet. I need to apparently prep it by rubbing it with some lime juice. So I was told for my other nib by Barbara Nichols, who runs the pen shop and also does calligraphy classes, to actually put it in flame and then dip it into ink to quench it, to remove the coating. And this one apparently, though, it's to be done using lime juice. So there's a couple of tips of ways to prime your calligraphy nibs that come with a coating on them. So this, I spent the princely sum of $5 on this, so we shall see. But they had a whole box full of different types of nibs, so I have to put this in a safe place. And this next bit mightn't be a whole detailed chatty journal with me, but it might just be a bit of a montage, shall we say. This is turning into a massive video, so I am going to do my journal spread in another video, which I will put up separately to this one, so keep an eye out for that. And I'm going to use all these beautiful bits and pieces that I got on the day from our Journal Keepers meetup. Oh, including this one from Mel, who's at Stationery Stream, who does a beautiful little fountain pen ink sketches as well, and she's a beautiful calligrapher as well. She's prepared these little cards for everybody and a variety of drawings, Starbucks or coffee themed, and on the day she personalized them which card we chose. Anyway, I will do this in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in that one. Bye.